Well, hello everybody. It says it's live, so let me check over here and real quick see if it goes to live. It's a big delay. Hmm. It says I'm live. Says I've been on for 20 seconds. There it is. Okay. Take a while. Man, that was a 20-second delay. Anyways, buenos dias. Buenos tardes. It's afternoon time here in Michigan. It is finally. Oh, I have my picture on. It is finally the sun has came out. Hello, everybody. So I'm sitting here in front of the window, looking at blue skies, snow on the ground, and 37 degrees. Finally, for the last month, we've not had any sun. Um, anyways, the VA and the VA way. That's what we're going to talk about today. Um, For the last month, actually, since I did the last update on this, I've had some issues. I had a little cold. My nurse thinks it's the flu, or thought it was the flu because she had the flu, but it didn't really bother me. I had a cough, and yeah, so. But now she's thinking, yeah, it's probably pneumonia that I have. I said, really? Okay. But in the meantime, Uh, my finger on my left hand that I've been dealing with way back when, over a year ago, when I was at the CLC and I had a little um, boo boo on the cuticle. And I didn't, they would give me a band aid to put over it. I said, well, I need some super glue to super glue it down. They wouldn't let me have it. So just a tiny little cuticle right on the top of the nail has now turned into this. Uh, and you can see there underneath it's infected. I've been fighting it. Um, and yeah, it hurts. And then the thumb and the finger, finally, uh, after a year and 3 months, because originally when I had it first cut off, finally it is looking better. Um, they It had that growth, that scab over it and dead skin, and I was worried about it may be infected underneath, but, I took some tweezers and, uh, peeled it back, and it was about a good quarter inch, at least, of dead skin and scab, and it felt fine, but, yeah, it's turned really well. Did that with a thumb, and most of the same thing, about a quarter inch it was coming off. It was nice and clean, and then it got infected with the bone. So that is what I'm dealing with. I'd say last week, week before last, it got so bad at where it tripled in size, and I could not sleep. It was very painful. So it was finally like about 3:30, 4 in the morning. I said, okay, I'm up. So, did my constitutionals, my brushed my teeth and shaved and went into the shower and got as hot as I could and just soaked my hand. Got out of the shower, went to the sink and did the same thing and ran my thumb under warm water and it the I could feel it where the path of least resistance, just like electricity, it started flowing out of the thumb. So it, uh, I underneath the sink, it was brownish gray stuff that I milked out of the thumb until it was droplets of blood. So it reduced down in size. The pain went away mostly. Um, and I took some of the Purison, or Purison, get the name of it. It's a staph antibiotic treatment, and I just packed it in there and put some 2 by 2 gauze and then that finger wrap over it. And I should have done uh, a zero form before that. Zero form is the stuff that does not allow it to form uh, a scab and lets the bad stuff come out still if there's anything left. And I called my nurse, let her know, and she said, "Okay, don't do anything. I'm gonna do a culture with it." And this was like a Thursday when this happened. Called her on Friday. She was gonna come on Monday, did a culture or something like that. Or anyways, it was like 48 hours. So I didn't. I wrapped this when I took a shower, and so it wouldn't get wet. And yeah, when it was time to take it off, it was a lot of drainage of blood, and it was stuck, and it hurt taking that off. So that was Tuesday. Now we've been trying to get antibiotics. I know what I need to take, but I have a new doctor now because my doctor that just replaced my other doctor, who I went and saw once, said, "Hi, how you doing?" And now he's transferred to the place where I was at, the CLC, for 90 days, they say, but who knows when. So now I have a new doctor, and so now they want to take a culture first to see if what kind of infection it is, to see what antibiotics to give me. So that's what's going on with me, and it's just I tell my nurse who does, she's at her wit's end, and it's like they will only do what they have to do or what they're required to do. And in some cases, like I did a search, and this freaked me out. There was this one guy, he had um, some type of cancer and had only a limited time left. I believe he wanted to find out if he had 5 months or a year left to live. Because when you're at that stage, you want to know, hey, how much time do I have left? Do I worry about this? Do I do that? And the went to the VA to get a CAT scan or a CT scan um, to find out how much time he had left. And Dr. Prentice said, "No, uh, it's a waste of money to do a CAT scan on you because it's yeah a waste of money." And I thought, wow. I mean, this guy, he's going. Uh, and then so I was reading more. Um, and in regards to the PACT Act, Jon Stewart, The Daily Show, he did this campaign for the veterans that were exposed to burn pits while in Afghanistan and Iraq. Hmm. And it got to the point where they had to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it was this exposure that caused their diseases. And so, anyways, they finally got it passed where, and there was this report. Um, Veterans Advocate claims the smoking gun record proved toxic exposure at military base. So they had to prove it. And here's the article. said newly uncovered military records obtained by CBS News may explain rare cancers and other illnesses among U.S. service members deployed to an overseas base after the 9/11 attacks. Now, this 2001 PowerPoint presentation about the Parshi Kanabad Kanabada Air Base in Uzbekistan, known as K2, was compiled by an Army Environmental Testing Team in the fall of 2001. Now, the 17 slides in the presentation of the described multiple hazard uh, showed that, at the base included enriched radioactive material and pointed to air as the pathway of greatest exposure concern. So, as well as severe, subsurface soil contamination that posed a direct health threat. Now, records are the smoking gun. This is what we knew existed, Army veteran Mark Jackson said with the advocacy group, a Stronghold Freedom Foundation. This is what they said never existed, and now we can prove it. So, approximately 15,000 service members passed through this base, which was used by an American Special Operations teams. I mean, it was uh, Lieutenant, the three-star general, Mulholland. He was there. He was among some of the first during the Afghanistan opening days. So, and Mulholland, he was saying that he had, who had, the Russians who had previously occupied the base treated it like a dumping ground and just dumped everything. So they just burned everything, and it was just he said it was immediate concerns when the soldiers dug up these dirt barriers, and they immediately became sick. So, asked about the suffering service members, Mulholland advocated erring on the side of the veterans and not subjecting them to endless studies. So, for 2 decades, though, U.S. Army veteran Mark Jackson combed through his deployment journals looking for answers, and all of a sudden, and when he went through, said, well, all of a sudden I went through from being able to run marathons to barely being able to walk up a flight of stairs. Now, the 46-year-old takes a daily cocktail of drugs just to manage his thyroid disorder, chronic anemia, and osteoporosis. Last year, he spent 58 days in the hospital for unexplained infections impacting his joints. Hey, that sounds familiar. So, a 2020 CBS News investigation documented toxic conditions at the base, including soil saturated with jet fuel and solvents, as well as warnings about chemical agents and radiation. Now, two de- nearly 2 decades after the American troops left K2, the U.S. government has not confirmed that toxic material at the base made Jackson and other service members sick. And they're saying, hey, it was a direct cause. And so, yeah, finally, after 20 years, it's taken him just to prove. So he said, here's what we know. So this is the holy crap. This is like, the meter went off. It's like you got to get a picture of this. This was Nichols had said. He's the Army veteran who sent the records to Jackson. And Nichols, however, says he had no idea K2 veterans were suffering until last year when he heard about it at Veterans Affairs Zoom meeting. So at that meeting, he got with Jackson and let him know. So they had radioactive material, even yellow cape uranium that they disposed of. So, and I remember when we were in basic training, and every time we finished firing our weapon, we had to clean it. And it was a 55-gallon drum that was cut in half like a barbecue style, but it had both of them flipped up in this solvent. It was like a gasoline diesel the paint thinner stuff all combined with oil and all the gunk that had came up, the carbon from weapons. And we have our whole hands, wrists, and in that shit. And that's how we clean the weapons. So it's just ironic that maybe a contributing thing. But yeah, uh, some of the other things that I was reading. Um, and I can't find it. But yeah, there's been so many different things that are going on where it's like the VA is more worried about the numbers and the bottom dollar than helping out veterans. It's like we have to fight tooth and nail just to get the minimal service, and the service that we do get, it's like. And the other thing is I have sleep apnea, so I use a CPAP machine. Way back when I was with the DoD, I did a sleep study and found out that it had sleep apnea. Got a machine and cured the events, and it was through a private insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield. So it's now been 20 years later. For me to get another machine, I have to go through a whole another sleep study. So finally, I've been able to get an appointment. I have to go to Detroit to have it done in the middle of February. No, that's just the video appointment. I don't know when it will be. I have to go to Detroit to get it done. Yeah, it's just they make it difficult and they make it a long term. And they said if I can go out of service uh, to a private person because it was going to take so long and it's so far away. But they said with them it'll take 2 to 4 months. See, you can't win. So, uh, all day vapor. Sorry, I'm just seeing your message would say. Hey James, I have posted on your videos, but maybe you don't see them. I started watching videos when you were in Merida, because I was wondering why you left. Thought a video would make content. Yeah, I had to come back up here for some amputations and still recuperating. It's been quite a while. Uh, I still run the Facebook page I have down there. It's called Merida Restaurant Reviews. But yes, I do not. Uh, I've came back up here to get better, so I can travel again. Um, and I may go. I'd like to go back down to Mexico. There's other places I'd like to go to as well. Some places I've not been to around the world. So we shall see. It. All I'm focused on right now is trying to heal. So I do not like this cold weather. I'm pretty much stuck in here until then. Uh, and yeah, um, I need to get out of here. It's we shall well, so yeah. So I'm focused on getting better first. So after that, yes, I will be traveling. Um, I've thought of a couple different places that I would like to see. Um, yeah. Some other things that I saw with well, the VA. It's irritating and it's frustrating. My nurse said, yeah, she took a culture of the thumb. Oh, that hurt. Oh, yes, let my hair go longer. Haven't had a haircut since I don't know when. So, but yeah, my nurse came in and got a culture of the infection, and so she said she sent that off. What did she say? If there's anything new. Um, okay. I said, "Hey, where did you take this culture to?" I said, they already got the results, so they should have it too. I'm gonna call her today to find out, but you can also call and find out." Said, "Okay, I just called." Said, has to go into some other system to find out if she even has it. So my nurse said, yes, she took it over to Bronson. It was so they're able to see it. Said you got the final results yesterday, so you can just wait for them to finish up or call the VA. Said she's faxing it directly to her now, and that was a couple hours ago. So still waiting. Said my nurse is waiting on a call as well. Yeah, it was a couple hours ago. So yeah, the VA, it's not a priority with them. I mean, this is, my nurse was saying, "Hey, you need to go to the doctor. You need to go to the emergency room now." And I said, "Well, they're not going to do anything. They can't. They'll do what we've already done, and it's just waiting on them." I said, "Yes, but the emergency room, they will give you something." So it's just, yeah, the VA is, and you have to understand the doctors, the nurses, they're all government employees. They That is just what it is. They have a doctorate degree, yes. They have a nursing degree, yes. Most of them are going to nurses school, so they are nurses aides. But they're only a government worker. And I've been to Fresno, Houston, Miami, Battle Creek, Ann Arbor, Detroit, um, forgetting some. Anyways, I've been to a lot of the VAs, and I know how they work. I know how the workers tell me how they work, and it's used to be where they said, "Hey, here's the policies, and why we can't help you, so let's work around it and figure out how we can." Now they just say, "You know what? Hey, this is the policy. We can't help you." So, yeah, um, Buerger's disease. It sucks. I wish it would just allow me to heal, stop cutting things off, let me get out of this pain. I'm still only using uh, cannabis, THC gummies, and what have you to help me with the pain. But yeah, it's the cold weather. It just hurts. Anyways, that's all I have. Um, the plan is to come back down there soon to Merida. If not, at least somewhere in the tropics. Friend of mine, she's a in Thailand right now. She's been there for about a month now. So from Three Rivers, I've known her for quite a while. Kate Packard. Um, yeah, she's having the time of her life seeing the elephants, getting good seafood. You want to the giant shrimp that they have. It must be a pound and a half of lobster. It looks so good. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, this disease sucks. So talk to you soon. Hopefully, I'll do another video. If you don't see me doing videos, I probably died. All right. I'll talk to everybody soon.